On the left here, we have Carson, and on the right, a Major League Baseball player who's had the benefit of 15, 20 years of perfecting his swing and a lot of coaching and money spent. So there's no wonder why he's going to have a more beautiful swing. But nevertheless, we're going to do a comparison here between a very young man, talented young man's swing and a professional. So something to strive for. So the first thing you're going to notice here, Carson, is your head, kind of leaning to the, kind of tilted and kind of leaning toward the pitcher, and that's going to cause you to not be so balanced. You're gonna kind of lift up going back. So I'd much rather you be a bit more just balanced here. Okay. But otherwise, I like the stance here. It looks good, athletic. I love the arched back, the 45 degrees we've been working on, and and the bat looks pretty good here too. So now I realize that you're also kind of looking down at this ball here. So in fairness, you would normally be looking out here. So I'll cut you a little slack there. So let's take a look here. So I'm going to progress it just ever so slightly, and you're going to notice your transition, how it kind of comes up. Everything kind of goes up this way, and you kind of get tall back here, and your head kind of comes back. And compare that to this professional who, as you can see, really his move is more this way, where your head is coming back. And then when you come that far back, I'm going to draw a line here. You're going to notice that everything comes back. Where if I compare that to here, when he comes into his swing, you'll notice that there's like this shape of a V here where you've got no space. You come all the way back. And so as a result, I know throwing a lot at you, but as a result, what happens is you get your weight way on the outside of the foot. So that's bad. What we want, and this sounds particular, but what we want is the weight here, kind of on the balls of your feet or even on the inside here. So right in here, you're out here. You can see that everything is kind of moving back that way. And instead, I'd rather just rotate more simply and just not get all this movement, okay? Because what happens is you're going to do the reverse coming back. So kind of loading up, and that's really a big kick. So it doesn't need to be that big. You can just kind of see his kick is here, and then kind of a step. And then at this point, you'll notice as he comes through, and then we'll fast forward yours because you're loaded up. You're way loaded up here, and you've come back instead of rotating. You've really just transitioned or slid back. You're going to do the same coming forward. So at this point, you're going to then drop everything. Now, what I do like is your step and then your hands kind of separate. So you'll notice that your bat actually goes backwards a little bit, and that's really good. I mean, that looks really strong. So your hands, and I wouldn't change that. That looks really good. But you'll notice then as you come across, your weight's still kind of on the outside of your back foot. And as you begin coming through, you're going to then, there's no push off. The hands are perfect. I mean, these hands are absolutely perfect, Carson. So look at this. Whoa, look at all this lag. Lag is when the bat is further behind and haven't started with the arms. That's tremendous lag. So love it. Love that this elbow's tucked in. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. Now, what I will say is because we don't fire the hips, what I really want, so I'll show you here in a second. I mean, that actually looks really good with the upper body. So right there, that looks good. You'll notice a similar spot here. One of the things I really like to look for is an opening here. You actually have that. That is really, really good. Really, really good. Head kind of came back, so you've got a little bit more movement in the head, which is going to be hard. That right there is a power position. I mean, that looks fantastic. Let me compare that here. That is great. Absolutely great. And then coming through, that's pretty good extension. The head stays back, which is really good. A lot of times kids will shoot their head way up here. This looks really good. And then as I come through a little bit more, kind of got flat, a little bit flat. So we might want to swing a little bit up on a 10-degree. So the bat swing actually should have a slight 10-degree incline that way because the ball is not coming in flat. It's actually coming up, throwing over the pitcher's shoulder and coming down. So to meet the bat, we need to swing up on a similar degree angle, so about 10 degrees. But all in all, looks good. The mechanics look good. What I'd like to see though is just really more in the footwork. So let's get a little bit more balanced here in the middle and not leaning towards the pitcher. So let's get more balanced, similar to this guy here, and not such a big kick, right? So what I really want more is just more in the hand. So you see you're really getting way out here on this back foot, lifting up. This is too big. Let's keep it simple. You'll notice this guy's legs kind of stay almost like that throughout, right? Kind of have that spacing where yours is collapsing. So let's just keep the lower body simple, and let's keep our weight to the inside of our foot, not rolling on the back foot. And then more simply, just taking a smaller step. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to get faster into the ball. I mean, this whole movement takes way too much time, and that's why you're just a little late to the ball. And so when we go back again, let's kind of minimize this shift. You see this big shift? Instead, just turn the upper body a little, and then put your weight on the inside of your foot, not the back. And then be more simple here. And then when you come through, you want to load up and push off on that back foot, and you can just see you're just rolling off of it. So it's in the footwork, and I think you're close. The swing looks great. So we're going to get you there. So keep at it. Don't get frustrated. I remember seeing how well you hit the ball at tryouts, and you've only had like 4 at-bats anyway this season. We only played 2 games. So keep at it. Let's work on that footwork, and happy to talk to you more about it. Hopefully you watch this video like 20 times. Take care, buddy.